Hello everybody, how you doing? First of all, happy Pride Month to all my queer folk that are watching this, and hope you're having a good day either way. What's going on there? Oh, there's a rumor W's gonna fire a bunch of people today. I hope that's not true, because that would suck. Speaking of WWE, I'm gonna be doing something different. I'm gonna be doing a sort of random Raw review, but it's not that random. Let me check. I'm pretty sure this was this is the Raw. This was October 21st, 2002. Pretty sure that's exactly. I might be wrong. So, it's the night after No Mercy, 2002. A very good pay-per-view. A great pay-per-view, even. Had some solid matches on it, like that tag team tournament final for SmackDown titles, and Brock and Taker, Hell in a Cell. And also Kane Triple H was really good. That's kind of why we're here, because we're going to be watching. This is the Raw where the Katie Vick segment happened. A.k.a. one of the worst segments in Raw history. One of the most unnecessary, stupid, cringe, bad, horrible, horrendous segments that makes you go... One of those things that makes you embarrassed to be a wrestling fan. Now, I haven't watched this since I was 14, I don't think. I've probably seen clips of Katie Vick. I don't even think I watched clips. I haven't watched this Raw. As far as I know, I don't remember watching it. I watched it over the last few days. And I want to say, first of all, when I first watched it, even at 14 years old, that I would be the target demographic for this sort of shit. This sort of, I guess, so-called dark humor, if there was any jokes in it. I hated it. I thought it was stupid. I thought it was bad. I thought it was garbage. Even though I hated Triple H and wanted to see him get his ass kicked more, this did not make me want to see him get kicked more than I already wanted to see him get kicked. This just made me want to, not give a shit. But here, I'm going to look at the whole Raw because I thought it'd be interesting to kind of take a look at what was the stuff surrounding that Raw, and also see how this segment holds up. I don't think it's going to be very well. Spoiler alert. I have my notes here. I finished it just an hour ago, so let's go. Okay, so we're going to start. Okay, so the show opened with a brief video recap of No Mercy, specifically Triple H and Kane. Kane used a sledgehammer to beat... Triple H, used a sledgehammer to beat Kane. And doing so, he won the Intercontinental title. He was already world champion, the World Heavyweight. So that title was retired. It came back later on, like not even a whole year. But it's still pretty shit that Raw thought it was a good idea to retire the second most important title. Because, why? And why give it to Triple H of all the fucking people? Like, you could have gave it to anybody. I don't know, man. Anyway, we get to the opening promo, and it's a very typical heel Triple H promo and Flair's there. There's not a whole lot there. There is one funny line where Triple H says he's going to put the final nail in Katie Vick's coffin. I thought that was funny. And also, Flair has a videotape in a classic, the little case you get for blank tapes. If you know what I'm talking about. You might not know. Might be kind of before your time if you're watching this. Probably you, Sora. You might not know if you're watching. Hey, how you doing, Sora? Hope you're feeling a little better now. Hope you're doing good. Anyway. Yeah, it was like something they put tapes in. It was kind of, they have some kind of cool cover sometimes. Like, it was blank tape, blank videotape, or DVDs. Anyway, so this segment goes on. They're talking about, they're going to show this tape and show proof. Triple H says he's going to answer the question of whether Kane had sex with Katie Vick while she was alive or dead. Out comes Hurricane, like a good bro. Because him and Kane were teaming at this time. They were friends. Hurricane actually puts a pretty good smackdown on Triple H and Ric Flair. He hits a zigzag on Ric Flair. I didn't know he did the zigzag. He hit it dead on. He gets tape. He runs outside, but unfortunately, he gets clotheslined by Hunter and thrown into the still step, and they get the tape back. And I think it would have been better if you had Hurricane leave, at least run up the ramp with the tape, to kind of give it a chase feel, It would have been better not to do this segment at all, but just saying. Okay, kind of get the people hooked. Anyway, so let's go to, also Triple H, I forgot to mention, he bragged that he ended a 23-year-old title. Yeah, good for you, Hunter. Way to fucking go. Nice contribution there to society. Anyway, first match, Jeff Hardy versus Chris Nowinski. You might not know who Chris Nowinski was. He was a tough enough guy. He didn't win. He lost, but his gimmick was like a Harvard guy. He was this blonde-haired white dude. It was kind of big. He didn't last very long in wrestling because he suffered a serious concussion, but he had a pretty lasting impact at wrestling that he's the man who, along with another doctor, founded this company that studies the brains of football players, and they studied the brain of Chris Benoit. So that's kind of his claim to fame, aside from wrestling, because his wrestling career was very short. But anyway, his match was okay. It was short, but it was fine. It was like, I think, 6 minutes. A lot of Raws in this era seem to have short matches. Like, they aren't very long, like more than even 10 minutes. Like, there's probably even 2 10-minute matches on this Raw. But Jeff Hardy did this move. I don't know if he's done it since or before, and I kind of don't remember. But it was like a Lufez press off the ropes. Like, he's running off the ropes, and he pinned Jeff Nowinski with it. But Nowinski kicked out. But, like, I thought that was cool. Nowinski hit his finisher, at least what I think was his finisher, where it was like he had him, like, in a pedigree position, Jeff Hardy. And he said he spun him around, so he landed on his back. Like, kind of like, the overdrive, how you put the leg here and all that. Kind of like that, but like with the arms. I thought it looked really nice, but Jeff Hardy kicked out. So I was like, huh? And then we get the finish where it's Al Snow, who was the tough enough trainer at this point, came out. Nowinski was going to use a chair. He grabbed the chair. Jeff Hardy dropped the chair into Nowinski's face, and he was going to go for a swanton, but then Al Snow pulled Nowinski so that Jeff Hardy would hit the chair dead on with his back, and then Chris Nowinski got the win. After this, there was a segment backstage where Al Snow gets kind of confronted by Tommy Dreamer, who was feuding with Nowinski. He's like, what the hell are you doing? Al Snow's like, well, I don't like Chris, but he was my student. I have to kind of look out for him. Tommy's mad. He's like, we're going to have a Singapore Kane match. Nowinski comes, and he's like, yeah, I don't really need your help. He says, he doesn't need it. He's kind of a dick. In character, obviously. What a fucking douchebag. Like, he literally gives you a win, dude. Take the fucking win. You went to Harvard. Have some manners. Anyway, so we get a backstage segment where Bischoff is watching a tape. A lot of tapes tonight. Oh, I forgot to mention. During the Nowinski Jeff Hardy match, we get the first of Jerry Lawler being obsessed with wanting to see this Katie Vick tape. He is so, like, there's a lot of cringe shit Jerry Lawler said, but he is very cringe in this match. And throughout most of his role, he does have some kind of funny lines related to that. Like, some of them aren't bad, but also, like, he is so obsessed during this match. It's gross. Like, for one thing, okay, Ed, you're either wanting to see a video of necrophilia or a sex tape. The sex tape I can understand, but, like, wasn't the canon, as far as I know, the canon of Katie Vick was that she was a high school student when she died. So I'm not even sure if she would be 18. Like, that's gross, King. What the hell? It's gross either way. Like, either way you look at it, it's pretty disgusting. Of course, it ends up being something else, but still, like, he is obsessed with this tape in match 1, trust me. We get a segment like he's watching the Big Show picked up Bischoff, like, grabbed him by a collar, put him against the wall, and was mad he wasn't featured on pay-per-views. So this leads to Bischoff calling Big Show. He's like, hey, there's no hard feelings about last night. I understand, you had a moment. He goes, by the way, you're going to have a match with Rico later, like, Rico. And Big Show goes, well, really? He's like, yeah, but also it's going to be a handicap match with 3-minute warning in Rico. And they're like, why didn't Bischoff just say it was going to be a handicap match? I don't know. Anyway, we have a number 1 contenders tag team match. Lance Storm and William Regal, who cut a short promo about how they're not Un-Americans anymore, not the team, because there's a group called the Un-Americans with Christian and Tess as well. But they still don't like America. And there is kind of a prophetic promo, because they talk about how Americans are afraid to leave their homes, which, not quite so much now, but if it would have came out a year ago, it was very, kind of, I don't know, I'm just saying, obviously. Of course, there's a reason people weren't leaving their homes, because they were being good citizens and trying to stop the spread of something serious, but it's just kind of weird, from a nearly 20-year-old Raw. It was pretty strange to see. I think this was probably about 9/11 more though, something like that. Anyway, or Anthrax, that stuff. Anyway, their opponents are Bubba, Dudley, and Spike. A kind of underrated Dudley voice team because they're pretty fun. Like, they're not as good as you and Bubba, but they're alright. But Bubba in this match is selling the effects of a concussion from TLC 2, which was 2 weeks ago. Oh no, TLC 4, I think. It was a TLC match with Raw in the Raw Roulette. But he actually had a concussion in real life, so that's a little weird, but no, he did a good job of selling. Like, every time the heels would hit his head, he'd hold his head. This is a very short match. The first match, I'll say the first match was pretty good. This match was alright. It was kind of too short to be anything that big, but they do kind of some stuff, and then Spike Dudley hits the acid drop for the win on Lance Storm, but after the match, Lance Storm, kicks Bubba in the back of the head. He goes down. He sold this well, by the way. They get Spike, hold him up in the full Nelson, and Regal gets the brass knuckles and punches him 3 times in the ribs. He starts spitting up blood. Really gruesome. It was a pretty good way to make Storm Regal get heel heat. It was okay match, but it was just too short. We didn't get a backstage segment with Trish Stratus talking about Victoria, who she's feuding with, and there's a 6-person tag coming up involving those two. She talks about the fact that Victoria claims she slept her way to the top, and she says it's ridiculous. Jericho and Christian who are the tag team champions, come up and say that they don't believe the rumors first. I think Jericho says that. Yeah, Jericho says that. Then Christian goes, yeah, of course, somebody who would get on all fours and bark like a dog for Vince McMahon would never sleep her way to the top. Well, Christian, if she actually did sleep her way to the top, she probably would have to do that for Vince McMahon. Think about it. Anyway, I think about it, like the logic there is like it'd be reversed with it. Anyway, they start trying to flirt with her, and Jericho's like, well, you know you want a dose of this vitamin C. And then they leave. And Trish goes, well, talk about delusional. This is okay statement. We get a better one later, Victoria. But anyway. EricVishal comes out for a promo. And he says Big Show's going to find out what happens when you lay your hands on Eric Bischoff. He mentions Stephanie out-promoting him with the Hell in a Cell match. Or trying to out-promote him. And he says it's going to pale in comparison to what he has in mind. He says he has an ingenious creation. Survivor Series. You will bear witness to the Elimination Chamber. Yeah, this is where that match is created, sort of. It's announced. It's not quite created, but it's announced. So, interesting Raw. And I might as well say 10 tons of steel. I forgot how the whole spiel goes. I think it's like 10 tons of steel, weighing so much. Anyway, that's kind of a cool little side that like it's starting. One thing I like about this Raw so far is that even though I'm not necessarily a fan of all the story, even though like I could really care less about Chris Owens even when he was wrestling. Like, I like the idea there are threads being narrowed, and I really don't give a shit. I don't want to see the Katie Vick shit. But, like, there are little threads being, seeds being planted, and that's kind of building. I like that idea. I like that. Anyway, so we get, oh yeah, there was a segment I kind of forgot. I kind of put out. Or Stacey Keebler went backstage. She asked Bischoff. She said she had fun last week being a ref. She wants to be a ref again. He says, you can be a ref for any match you want, except the main event. Which, by the way, I forgot to mention is RVD and Kane against Triple H and Flair. They mentioned the opening segment, taking the open pro. Oh, there's a Batista video package. It's really good. It's like a great idea. You see he's working out a lot, and they show him doing some moves. And it says the genetic revolution has begun. And there's a song they used that it was incredible. It goes like, da, 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 da. It's how it's played. And the song's called O Fortuna. You can find it. It's a WE production theme. So put that if you want to hear it. It's really good. Say we see Stacey walking in the back, and she has the ref shirt on. She looks phenomenal. It's great, Oh, she comes out to the Kid Rock legs theme. She's got legs. Meaning Kid Rock got paid. So for some themes you don't know on the Cockard Network if you're gonna have them. She has a Kid Rock. I mean, I like that song. I'm not a big fan of Kid Rock, but that's a good song. Okay, Tess versus D'Lo Brown is the match she's refereeing. Oh, Jerry Lawler asked Jim Ross if he thinks Katie Vick was as hot as Stacey Keebler. See, that's kind of funny. It's so stupid. It's funny. It's not like classically funny. Stacey slaps D'Lo as the match begins. Yep. And Tess laughs and he attacks D'Lo from behind. He hits him like a forearm. D'Lo comes back with a D'Lo comes back with a forearm, a running calf kick, and a leg drop. His little, traditional leg drop. Stacey does a slow count. Then the camera, after this, camera zooms in on Stacey's shoe. Pretty early on, I think Kevin then kind of fucked up. You can see her shoes untied. And as she goes and puts her leg in the corner to tie it, and yeah, it looks pretty good. Because he's wearing the short black leather shorts, and obviously you know where they're going with this. D'Lo hits the sky high, but Stacey can't get the pin. He gets up, he's mad, he's yelling at Stacey about tying her shoe, and he calls her a bitch. Ooh. He turns around, big boot to the face. Tess gets the pin. Stacey does the fast count. Oh, and then this was really funny. I like this one. She jumps and Tess' arms into the match. And he holds her up like that. He has her leg right here and stuff. And Jerry asked if you've ever seen her or Hebner do that after a match. JR says, only that one time to a big woman in Oklahoma. I don't know what he's referring to, but that makes me laugh. Like, modern commentary. Even AEW usually isn't that entertaining. This is pretty thing. Like, I'm not saying it's all bad. I'm just saying this is some funny shit. Even though it's pretty, there's some lines that are shit. And Jerry does obsess over the Katie Vick video way too fucking much. For fuck's sake, man, take it easy. Like, even if you thought it was comedy gold, like, get out of here, dude. Anyway, Victoria. Now we got to the Victoria interview, and I think this was the best segment of the show. Looking back, which says, I don't know what it says. A lot. I did enjoy the 6-person tag. Anyway. She says Stratus betrayed their friendship. Goldust comes behind her and he starts mocking her. He does a weird voice. He's like, I'm trying to do it. He says, the truth is, girlfriend, you crazy. Like, I thought that was funny. He makes crazy. He's like, and Booker T comes in. He says, you can't spell Jericho without the hoe. Without hoe. But this line is great. He talks about Jericho saying they're going to give vitamin C. And he says, tonight he's going to give Jericho a dose of vitamin T straight up his punk ass like a largemouth bass. And I wrote here, Booker T is awesome. I love that. Straight up his ass like a largemouth bass. He should have put that on a t-shirt. That would have fucking sold like crazy, man. Like, come on. We got the 6-person tag now with Trish, Booker T, Goldust versus Victoria, and the tag champ. I should put Trish as women's champ if you didn't know. Chris, Jericho, and Christian. And Victoria her gimmick was like she's kind of obsessed, stalker, crazy. Anyway. This is a JR says Trish called Victoria a delusional psychopath obsessed with Trish's sex life. And for a minute, he thought she was talking about Jerry Lawler. That was good. In the beginning, Victoria gives Trish a drop toe hold that makes her land her neck on the bottom rope, and it looks good. Oof, I don't even know if that was playing. That looked really nice. Yeah, I wrote here, the crowd loves Booker. They're chanting his name. Yeah, that was awesome. They're like, Booker T. But this man was so over. Like, the fact this company didn't attach a rocket ship to him, especially at WrestleMania 19. For fuck's sake, you fucked up there, WWE. You don't even know how much you fucked up. That would have been the moment. I know King Booker was good, but goddamn, y'all fucked up. He was amazing. Man, he's still amazing. He hits that cool sunset flip that they used to put in the WWE games, if you know what I'm talking about. Like, he jumps in the corner, kind of turns. He used it, he does it in the corner, Jericho kicked out. They hold him down, and Jericho does like a knee to his knee. It's kind of weird. Like, I think I seen Roddy Piper and Cowboy Bob do that one time. Anyway. Booker T hits a huge spine buster. He makes a tag to Goldust. Goldust comes in, he butt bumps Victoria, hits a bulldog from the second row. Jericho. Did you get that? Second bulldog. Trish hits a top rope crossbody to Jericho. She later hits a satisfaction to Jericho, but he gets up, close on her. He slaps on a lion tamer for the win. And it looks really good. She taps out pretty fast. Good ass lion tamer. And he refuses to break the hold, so Booker gets some heat on him after the match. This was the best match of the show, in my opinion. I can tell you the other match I've seen, but it is the best. Okay. Ooh, yeah, fun quick match. We get a old school W.com old layout, how it looked. This kind of vintage nostalgia. Jerry wants to see the tape real bad. I don't know what that means. I just wrote that down. Terry says Kane's a friend and wants to ask him about it. She also talking about she's a interviewer. Triple H is talking to Coach. He says he wants to show everybody Kane is not a murderer, just a murderer, sick freak. Okay, a sick freak, not a sick freak. Get ready. Here it comes. We are at Katie Vick. We are at Ground Zero. This is the, in my opinion, at least the third worst segment in Raw after like Lashley's sisters and that wedding of Lashley and Lana. It's got to be up there. Holy shit. Anyway, so they have a funeral set up. Triple H walks in a Kane mask, a shirt that says Big Freaking Machine, which is a Kane shirt, and jeans. There's a casket. There's some chairs. No one else is there. He says, it's me, Kane. He goes to the casket. There's a mannequin there dressed in a cheerleader outfit. And he says, Katie, you look so good. You might even look better than you did when you were alive. This is already yikes. He says it didn't have to be like this. You didn't have to die if you would have just given me what I wanted. Ooh, he says she didn't love him because he's some burnt up freak. The crowd is having none of this. One guy says you suck, and I swear one guy said TNA. Which is possible because I saw at least 2 TNA signs. This might be the first TNA channel on Raw. This is boring. And the dialogue is like the worst softcore porn with Triple H talking about cheerleader outfit. Yeah, he's talking about like, your body looks so good. Your legs, your boobs, in the cheerleader outfit. Just, crowd. Oh, okay. He pulls off the mannequin top. The boobs are censored, which I thought was funny because they're mannequin boobs. And crowd chants boring. He goes, you feel kind of stiff. Get it? Get the joke Triple H made. You feel kind of stiff. He smells her panties. And he says he loves the smell of formaldehyde in the morning. He jumps in the casket. A really strange sequence plays with like a chandelier and flowers. It's like a dream sequence. We're back. And Triple H says he hopes it was good for Katie as it was for him. He makes a joke at the end about screwing her brains out. And he has some stuff in his hand. It's supposed to be her brains. I think this is supposed to be the joke. These are the jokes. They do not work at all. Fuck's sake. There are ways you can make necrophilia jokes work, but this is just so cringe. Also, it's so stupid. We go back. Triple H laughing. Well, Jonathan Coachman has the same expression I have. Basically this. H says, what a sick freak, and leaves. Kane shuts the door without answering questions. Like, you could make this funny, but this is like this was just so cringe. He screwed her brains out. Ha ha. He has brains on him. Yeah, this is the level of comedy we're going. Singapore K match. Tommy Dreamer's theme kind of slaps. Yeah, it does. King is trying to claim the Katie Vick tape was a reenactment of what actually happened. See, that's kind of funny. At least I think that part was funny. We know he's lying out with us. Anyway. Al has Tommy kind of strapped with two. Like, he has the kendo sticks right here, and he gives him like an STO, like swings a leg. They go outside, and Stone hits those headbutts, trapping headbutts to the chest. I like that. That was cool. He gets kicked in the balls when he's like jumping in the turnbuckle, like for a leapfrog, and Tommy catches him, man. Then Nowinski shows up. He's on the apron. He has a kendo stick. He goes to hit Tommy. Tommy ducks, hits out, and there you go. Your match. There was really nothing here. It was okay. It was a storytelling. I get it. Yeah. Get 3 minutes warning. Enrico versus Big Show in a handicap match. 3-minute warning have a terrible theme. This isn't their real theme. This isn't their 3 minutes and we're out of here. If you know what I'm talking about, that rap song that was good. This is a bootleg, like, bad beat. And, hey, Moneybags Vinny, pay for the damn song. You got the money, for fuck's sake. This is garbage. I would rather you use Umaga's old theme if you're going to just rip all the theme. Use that. Hell, they do that. You know what I'm saying? All right. Rosie and Jamal are wearing cool rated black jerseys. They are. Big Show dominates in a match. He does get taken out a bit, but he has a quick comeback. Chokes him Jamal for a win. Not a good match, but chokes him looked alright. Crowd popped pretty hard for it. And we have backstage segment. Bischoff tells Big Show he traded him. That's fun to say. Bischoff traded Big Show to SmackDown. Big Show tells Coach not to feel sorry for him because he still has to work for that asshole. Ha! I like that. Good line. Hurricane is in his back with an open trunk in his car. Ooh, intrigue. Alright. Shawn Michaels is in the world, which was WWF New York, and he's in a wheelchair. I love this segment. This was in Shut Your Mouth in like a video game form. This is gold. This is amazing. Basically, he says he's not quite 100%. He says rehab's going well, but it's going slow. He says he feels like giving up because he has nothing left to prove. His career stands for itself. He's in a wheelchair saying this. But then he says everything he does in life and WWE is a testament to God and his wife and kids. He says Triple H needs to realize, don't hunt what you can't kill. He stands up from the wheelchair for a huge pop. It's beautiful. He says Triple H will never know where he's coming from, and somewhere down the line, HBK's gonna get you. He said more than that, but this promo's good. I would recommend, if you're gonna watch anything on this show, watch the Booker T Backstage segment with Victoria, watch this promo, and watch 6-Man Tag. And it's kind of funny how one of the worst segments in Raw history is followed this a few minutes later by one of the best but forgotten ones. Like, this is a really cool segment. Main event time. Kane and Triple H immediately start fighting RVD and Ric Flair too. Like, they don't really wait at all. Kane and Triple H are fighting the outside, while RVD and Flair are fighting the inside. Lawler says that Triple H did a public service by showing the tape. That's funny to me. This is how ridiculous that is. Okay, hold on. Triple H throws RVD in the steps and he hits his knee. It looks really good. RVD getting worked over. JR says he has said necrophilia more at times in this night than he has in the last 10 years. That's a pretty big line. RVD hits his little back kick that he does, springboard style to Triple H. But then after that, he gets kind of pinned by Flair, and Earl Hebner literally trips over Flair and Rob Van Dam. That one looks funny. That's a weird botch. And Rob Van Dam still kicks out. Gets a hot tag to Kane. He starts whooping some ass. There's a fan walking in the crowd with a black TNA sign. That was funny. RVD hits a 5-star fall splash on Flair for the win. But Kane and Triple H are brawling up to the ramp. They go in the back. Kane throws Triple H in a Pepsi machine. Chokes him on the car hood. He puts Triple H in the trunk of the car. Kane tells Triple H from outside now he's going to screw him. The only question is if he's going to wait, if he's going to do it, will he still be alive or wait till he's dead? That's kind of a good line overall. I mean, the segment's horrible, but that line was kind of fun. I mean, the others, the Katie Vick. And then Hurricane and Kane drove away with Triple H in the back. Although it's funny, you can see the hood actually push up as they're driving. I don't know, I think Triple H fucked up or something. Anyway, this Raw, was the whole Raw actually worth it besides the Katie Vick? It wasn't bad, but there isn't anything, aside from Shawn's promo, there isn't anything that's, in Booker T's backstage segment, I do like the line about he's gonna vitamin T up your ass like a big mouth bass. That was really good. The 6-man tag was kind of fun. That was the best match tonight, in my opinion. But there's nothing really, aside from Shawn's promo and that backstage segment. I guess you could watch this 6-man tag. Like, there weren't really that many good matches. And the segment was so cringe. If you're going to watch anything, I suggest Shawn's promo. It's amazing. It's fun. And it kind of has been forgotten about by history because there's just so much Shawn Michaels moments and Triple H moments for that matter. I did kind of have fun, though, kind of watching old Raw, you know, I'll admit that. Like, I haven't watched a Raw from 02 in, like, how long? Like, a whole Raw. I watched, like, some matches. I watched Triple H and Spike Dudley a few months ago. That was fun from 02 Raw, but this was fun, at least. The Katie Vick segment, though, oof, it still stands up as one of the worst segments in Raw. I still say Lashley's Sisters is worse because it is just so crazy. Lana and Lashley because it's so much longer. This thing, it feels long, but it's really short, so that helps. But it is so bad. There's just very few redeeming qualities about it. Like even the Jerry Lawler, the Reef jokes you do get that are good, and the Kane segment, they ain't really worth it. It's just bad. I mean, I would suggest, just go with the Shawn promo, watch Booker T's little segment in the back of Victoria. Might even watch 6-man tag. Even the Candlestick match was kind of Hardy No One feels alright. The Big Show's match was just a waste. There was nothing there. Even the main event was kind of slow. Like, if I watch the RVD match, I want to see him throw the kicks. I get his ass whooped, and he was getting his ass whooped a lot. And, you know, this wasn't really a match. It was a segment for Kane and Triple H to go fight to the back. I think this would have worked better if they just had, like, any other match. Like, had Kane just kind of have Triple H in a random match, and then, like, Kane comes out and starts whooping his ass, gets a DQ victory for Triple H, and they fight to the back. You know what I mean? You know, but it would be better if we didn't do Katie Vick. I don't know. I might do another one of these. I'm trying to think. One idea I have, I don't think I've ever seen this, would be to do the Nitro where where the Dark Carnival won the tag titles. Because WWE recently put a picture of like the Vampiro and Grey Buddha with tag titles. And I don't think I've ever seen that at all. And there was like a tournament that day, you know. Might be interesting. Of course, I think that Nitro's 3 hours, so that could be kind of a slog. But I don't know, you know. The good thing, this was a 2 hour Raw, so it's kind of easy to get through. Even though it kind of took 2 days to do it.